Yes.
So like usually ako, when it comes to my work, if I'm talking, let's say like about my project and I'm talking about it to whoever, like peers, LT, I actually ask first, like, what do you know so far? Because I also want to understand like your point of view. What do you know about my project? Do you not have any context on it? Do you have some context on it? And then from there, I try to adjust like the way I talk.
Welcome to Kao Computer. And our topic for this episode is public speaking for tech leaders. So, first question, what's your first speaking experience and how did you overcome fear?
Okay, sige, I can start. My first public speaking experience was with the AWS community. So, I used to intern before at AWS, and then I met people there. They eventually invited me to like give a talk. And I think if I recall correctly, my talk was about like my internship experience, how it was like. How did I overcome any fears? Honestly, I was nervous before that. Naturally, I'm actually very shy. Like extroverted ako, but I'm very shy by default. So I remember, parang before that, I was thinking like, shocks, what if like something goes wrong? What if I mess something up? But then in the end, I was thinking, nobody's gonna remember if you like mess it up, unless you mess it up really badly. So like, parang just kind of self talk na it's gonna be fine. Kaya naman.
How about you?
Um, well, mainly, ako kasi yung role ko talaga, technical trainer. So, I need to do the public speaking lagi. Ganyan. And, siguro first time na nagkaroon na lang ako ng public speech na it's more of a tech talk was for a webinar for Cloud School. And, that was an opening for the whole Cloud School as a brand. And there are a lot of people. It was also held at Arthaland as well. And then from there, yung fear was actually hindi na siya masyadong malaki kasi nga I've been teaching for 4 years before that in the electronics engineering industry. And then may nagsabi sa akin before. Sabi niya sa akin, if you're nervous in front of the crowd, isipin mo daw na hubad yung mga tao sa harap mo. Have you heard of
So
that?
oddly specific, no.
have you
That
heard
was
of that?
that was in an episode of The Simpsons.
Really?
don't
I
know.
have never heard of this.
Yeah. It says that if ever you're nervous in front of the crowd, just imagine that they're all nudes out there. And I said, that's not going to help. Especially me, I'm not going to focus on that. So, there was this idea from I think it's from Kobe Bryant as well. He said that if you're going to a game and you're nervous, it means that you're unprepared. So you didn't prepare enough. So the thing is about you being there in the stage. You just need to prepare beforehand. So prepare and prepare and prepare because the more you prepare, it's inversely proportional with the
Yeah,
thing that
I
you
agree. I agree actually, yeah.
because the more confident you are with yourself, na alam mo yung sasabihin mo in front of the people, and then you're less
You're gonna
nervous.
flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
All
about
right, I could probably go next. I will date myself with this response. My first speaking engagement was in 2007 with Philippine.net Users Group, sa Microsoft Office. All right, some of you were infants at that time. Pero yun, that experience, I was having cold sweats. I was butterflies in your stomach, cold sweats. You're freaking out. And it's something that didn't go away probably until my siguro 10th talk na. Yun. It was something that was always present even though in the subsequent months that I was volunteering to talk for the user groups. And then after that I stayed on for 15 years siguro sa community and it became second nature until one day I realized I've done 100 talks and
Amazing.
if somebody pulled me in and said, "Oh, one of our speakers didn't show up." Oh, sige, I'll talk about something.
That's so
Yun.
nice.
Yeah, you just get used to it. Practice makes perfect. That's and yun talaga. It's really just a matter of mindset and getting used to it, having the practice and having it. It's as if any other skill, di ba?
Yes.
There's a mastery element to it.
Sa akin, first speaking engagement ko was with, I guess with, ano yata yun, with React. Ay, tama. Sorry, with Flutter pala, Flutter Philippines. Nag-share yata ako ng about PWA na rin, Progressive Web App. So, siguro, medyo na-overcome ko yun by just being, alam mo yun, sobrang enthusiastic mo lang. Like, you're so lucky na yung tinutok natin yung gusto nating sabihin.
Yeah.
Kaya nung parang nandun na ako sa moment na yun, parang kinakabahan talaga ako. Pero parang sobrang pump na din ako. Kaya parang medyo nawala na rin. So siguro just bringing your excitement. Pag ganun na parang na-smooth out na, or kung may mali man, parang natatabunan na siya nung excitement mo about sharing it. So speaking of, yun nga, sharing most of us parang tech, no? How do you make your topics or yung mga talk nyo na less technical, less complex? Lalo na yung mga, sometimes yung audience mo are not as techy as you are.
For me, the key is analogies. It's very, very important because we in the tech industry, marami hindi nakakaget sa atin. And you feel like nerdy kapag ginamit mo yung mga terms natin, diba? And one of my goals personally is that to spread awareness, specifically, for example, for tech security, for tech industry, like for example, ethical way and how you handle AI as well. You need to make them understand on their language. Kailangan mong magkaroon ng baseline or ng level with the language na ginagamit nila, yun din yung gagamitin mo for them to understand as well. So I believe analogy talaga yun. Kasi I believe na kapag ka nagpa-public speak ka, kailangan yung pinakang speech mo, kaya din siyang maintindihan kahit ng 4th grader. Yung mga analogies na gagamitin mo, kaya siyang maintindihan ng non-tech people, ng mga normal people na, alam mo yun, na hindi ito yung kanilang madalas na ginagawa. Okay.
Yan ang uso yung parang LE5.
LE5,
Yes.
actually.
Kahit na parang pag mag-explain ka sa
5-year-old.
oo,
Yeah.
parang ganun.
A 5-year-old or your grandma.
Tama.
Gets. Me, in my case, I think my number one tip would be to know your audience.
Yes.
So like usually ako, when it comes to my work, if I'm talking, let's say like about my project and I'm talking about it to whoever, like peers, LT, I actually ask first, like, what do you know so far? Because I also want to understand like your point of view. What do you know about my project? Do you not have any context on it? Do you have some context on it? And then from there, I try to adjust like the way I talk. If I know na parang somebody's not as technical, then I don't need to mention the technical details. I'll talk about it from like high-level business standpoint na. But if I'm talking to another data engineer, of course, I'll make it like as technical as I can. So it's knowing like what the objective of that talk is and also understanding who you'll be talking to in the first place.
Yeah, definitely. That's really important. In my experience, ganun din. I usually begin by asking the audience, what technologies do you use? What technologies do you already know? What techniques have you had experience in? And siguro a great example that I would give, in the early days of my talking, nobody knew what test-driven development and unit testing was, or automated testing was. This was back in the sorry, old guy speaking. And as the years went by, it actually improved. I started adjusting kasi it became a more and more familiar topic to people. And so siguro towards the mid 2010s, siguro mga 2015, I could get on straight with tech demos na and not have to explain what unit testing is. People know it already. So yun, you really just have to adjust to, what the trend is this industry at that time, what people are using more normally na. And as adoption gets better for some tech and adoption drops for others, you have to adjust. Also have to adjust pala if ang pinaka-challenging kapag mixed ang audience mo ng students and professionals. Yun. Sobrang, how do I do this? and even I, kahit ng tagal ko na ginagawa, I have to explain it to the students and then move to the professionals. More complex.
White Cloak Technologies is a custom software development company. They build mobile and web applications. They work with leading brands in banking and real estate. Visit their website at www.whitecloak.com to know more.
Funny enough, I had this experience na nagkaroon ako ng ganyan, yung students tsaka yung professionals. Ang pinakamasakit doon, mas magaling yung students.
Yep.
Akala nyo nagpe-prepare kayo for the students? No, you're preparing for the professionals.
Especially now with AI tools, grabe. Minsan mas mabilis pa sila matulog talaga. Kaya, yeah.
So yeah, no, the truth is, no matter how expert we are, there's still some things that we don't know. So how do you answer tough questions or pushbacks? Lalo minsan di mo alam na. Or parang alam may edge case na biglang tinanong. Tapos hindi ako
Pushback.
nag-review. So how do you answer that?
Ganito. Anong pangalan mo? Anong pangalan mo, ma'am? Anong pangalan mo, sir? Sige, come back. Let me get back to you on that. Come to me after the talk.
That's
Tama,
funny,
tama.
that's funny. Ako, if I don't know what to answer, honestly, I say it straight up. Like, for example, if like they ask me a question and I'm not familiar with it, I will acknowledge na I don't think I'm very familiar with this case. And maybe if I can refer you to somebody who I know will be familiar with the answer, then I'll say, like, oh, you might want to connect with this person. Maybe you want to like talk to this person after the talk and ask them, because you'll get a better answer from them than you will from me. But it's just about being transparent that I might not know everything, but that's okay.
Amazing. Ako may disclaimer ako start pa lang ng speech ko. Yeah. Like, guys, hindi ko alam lahat. May
Yes.
disclaimer ako agad. So, if ever they have any questions, meron akong may pass ako. Like, ay, sensya na, di ko alam eh.
Yeah.
So, pero yun, actually, that was a great answer. Turo na lang kita sa may mas makakasagot sa'yo.
Yeah. Same, no? Parang, yung iba kasi parang nahihiya to admit that they
Yes,
don't know
yes.
everything. But
Yeah.
it's actually a good trait, no? As expert na, there's really things that we don't know. Parang ang tawag doon? Yung,
We can't know it all, di ba?
Yeah.
If you know
Anybody-
it all,
Yeah, anybody who's pretending to know it all probably doesn't
Doesn't
know
know.
anything.
yeah,
Imposter syndrome.
Very true, very true, very
Imposter
true.
syndrome. Cool.
So, yeah, no? Last na lang is, how do you give someone, siguro an advice, lalo na marami are trying to go into public speaking. Ano yung mga tips that you can give them?
Ako, my number one tip, just keep practicing. So, for example, one of the biggest public speaking talks I was able to do was actually the graduation speech for LaSalle. I was able to deliver our graduation speech in October of last year. Before delivering that speech, fun fact, you're actually given a speech coach. And you actually have rehearsal. You have like, you go back and forth with your speech coach, you refine your speech. You also practice that beforehand. So, practice. And for me, what I find the most helpful, go in front of a mirror, practice speaking. Even when I'm driving on the way to the actual talk, I actually just talk to myself. I rehearse the speech on my own. Kasi just listening to yourself say it, you'll kind of memorize it, you'll kind of get the flow, you'll know which parts you want to emphasize versus not emphasize, and you're gonna get the hang of it. And I think over time, that's really helped me to not become nervous. So like now when I do public speaking, I'm not nervous anymore. Like I'm completely fine with it na. I've just learned to parang, okay, if I keep practicing, I'll get the hang of it. And that's where I go.
That's absolutely great advice, especially the one with the mirror that works. Another one, use your tech tools. Use your meeting recording. Meet recording. I do this with
Yes.
Google Meet. I set up an instant meeting. I record myself.
Cool.
And then I listen back to it and then check. Okay, does that sound good? Does that sound stupid, incoherent, ganyan, and critique it. Or if you have a friend that you could pull, have them listen to it and ask them, what do you think of it? And especially if they're very honest in their feedback, that really helps.
Yeah. For me, siguro, preparedness talaga is from practice. Sabi nga niya kanina. Lagi niyo tandaan lahat ng public speakers baliw. Kasi kinakausap namin sa
I used to tell people that when I drive, like I actually prefer it if I'm alone, just because I can just talk to myself.
Diba? I do that
No
a
one
lot.
can judge.
Kapag ka naglalakad ako, diba?
Yeah.
May speech ka na pinag-prepare habang naglalakad ka, pinapractice mo siya. Ano yung flow mo? Pangit pala pag dito ko nilagay yung joke na yun. Diba?
Yes.
Timing is everything, ganyan. But you just need to prepare for it. As I've said kanina, sinabi din nila kanina, preparation is key. Going into that specific speech, wala kang ibang kakapitan doon kundi yung sarili mo. So, might as well as prepare yourself for that specific day as well, for that specific speech as well. And, yan, build a lot of confidence through that. And of course, at the end of the day, tiwala lang sa sarili mo.
Yes.
Kausapin mo sarili mo, tapos sabihin mo nagtitiwala ka sa kanya. And sometimes, you'll be shocked kung gaano ka-negative yung sarili mo about yourself as well. So you just need to face yourself as well. Katulad yung sinasabi nila. So just be prepared. Just be prepared.
Ako siguro just put yourself na parang don't put people in a pedestal. Kasi usually ma-feel mo yung audience mo parang wow, ang bigatin. Pero don't put them in a pedestal. Isipin mo rin na parang they're also gonna learn something. Yun nga, kasi hindi naman alam ng ibang tao lahat eh.
Yes.
So for sure they're gonna get something from you, and yun na lang isipin mo as unlike na parang ay wow, alam nila lahat, parang baka maliitin nila ako mamaya. So don't think siguro na ganun. I think that's a big help.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. Self-talk.
Yes.
Lots of good self-talk.
Self-talk.